Good evening, everybody. I apologize. I've been trying to put heaven and earth together to get the live stream up. Um, Finishing the moving day today, it has been absolutely crazy. Met with like 4 or 5 people, had a meeting, managing memberships, managing the Discord. It was flying by the seat of my pants. So I apologize for the delay. Let me pull up the other TikTok stream here on my other phone, my other phone. This is a good idea. That's what we're going to do. All right, so we're going to go live here, and we will go ahead and get started. So, boom. Okay. Alrighty. Well, good evening, John Smith. It's Manny. Okay. Sure. Sure, it's Manny, John Smith. John Smith sounds like obviously like the, like on credit cards, the fake ones. It's like you stole his identity. All right. There we go. Alrighty. So we're gonna go ahead and not delay. I'm gonna tag everybody one last time. Let them know we are going. All right, so let's go ahead and hit the news, hit the main lines. It's probably not a great way to word that. Let's go ahead and hit the main points here going over today. Today was overall relatively, we saw that move down and then we just sat and stayed in range. So let me pull this up really quick. Uh-oh, hold on one second. I gotta re-pull this back up. Trading view. Hold on one second, folks. I apologize. Not seeing stock my I'm looking for my email really quick with the update today. I don't know if they just don't have one, if they have this week off or something like that. Tesla, we'll take a look at whatever requests that you guys have. Doesn't look like they have a release today. It is November 21st. Yeah, nothing from StockTwits. That's usually what I pull from. But we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at the S&P and stuff like that. So overall, today we did see the S&P up, but mostly in range in the same area that we found it last week. The QQQ, we saw this one just tapering. As you can see, still holding that flag, still holding a bullish type structure. So we saw that one pretty much in range today as well. That goes for the Dow. Oh, I think I just typed that in 3 times the wrong time. Why is that not? Well, we saw the Dow. The Dow was in range as well. I'm just going to skip over that one. And then we also saw the Russell holding its range from Friday as well. Earnings today, we saw Zoom. I did take a long short play on earnings for Zoom, aiming for the $50 mark. I've been talking about this stock for God knows how long. Can I check NVIDIA? Yeah, for sure. Make sure to tap your screen if you guys are here with me on TikTok. I do appreciate it. All right. If you guys did take that play, I posted it in the Discord. So make sure to take a look at that. That was a look at Zoom on the higher time frame. So far, what we're looking at is the weekly mark. We closed at $80. Looks like we're going to open up around 75. I'm looking at a target of $71, and then ultimately within the week, I'd like to see Zoom down at $60. So we saw Zoom with earnings. We got a couple of other earnings coming into tomorrow. Economic data, which is ultimately the most important thing. We are one day away one day away from economic data, and likely that's what impacted the market today, is just as investors await those FOMC minutes. But we did see tomorrow, excuse me, we will see FOMC member Mester, George, and Bullard speaking from 11 to 2:45. Richmond manufacturing index coming in at 10, and then of course Wednesday, that's when the good stuff comes. We got core durable goods orders, unemployment claims, flash services PMI, flash manufacturing PMI, new home sales, University of Michigan consumer sentiment, inflation expectations, and then of course FOMC minutes. So tomorrow may be that rangy day that we see set today. So we may see a pop, may see a range bound day. We shall see. You never got a chance to look at the stock market is open on Friday. What? What are you talking about? The market is open on Friday? Yeah, I know the market's open on Friday. The market's closed on Thursday. So anyway, that's the economic data going into tomorrow. Earnings calendar, Tuesday, Dollar Tree. Wait, hold on a second. I'm not tripping. Okay. Tomorrow we have Dollar Tree before the bell, Baidu before the bell. Watch for Chinese stocks. Might be a good after earnings play. Nordstrom, Autodesk, a couple other ones like that. And then you've got Deere on Wednesday. So that's really the only earnings for the rest of the week. All right, now that brings me to my watch list. Tomorrow I will be watching Zoom. I will be watching Zoom on the 4-hour hourly, and it is simple as this, folks. Ready? Here we go. Right here, right there. We need to get out of the green zone. So as long as Zoom is in this zone, it's liable to be a pain in the ass. So we need to either gap down or continue to fall. Otherwise, Zoom may end up holding its range. We need to see Zoom with a candle close below $71 and hopefully a move below $70 even, because that is the first bounce before you could see a simple retest and continuation of the downside. I have a $20 price target on Zoom. There's no way in freaking hell that this company ever makes it back up to the numbers that it was, but who am I? So here's the troublemaker. That's me, boy. Make sure you guys have that. More like market maker. Why did your put and call option weekly buy tactic didn't work? What are you talking about? Why did your put and call option? What didn't work? I don't know what you're talking about. Refresh my memory. Are you talking about Zoom? So I actually took Zoom out till March. I'm in $50 puts for March, and then I took a call to the upside just to hedge that, just in case. What's up, Mr. Need Me? Can I check out QCOM? I'd love to. If you guys want to hop on the YouTube channel, this is the best place to catch me as well. Did you take those Tesla trades? Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and dig into that now. Zoom is on the watch list, but I am going to very quickly recap the trade that happened today on Tesla, because my God. You guys want to talk about hitting targets, smashing targets rather. Today was one of those days where I was blown away. Even at my own analysis, I was like, damn, we really did that. So yes, Friday rather, I called for a put, and that's right here, literally right at 180. Right as we tapped that zone, I went ahead and I said, called for a stop loss at 180.85, 180.88, basically saying that a move into the 180.81 mark, and we were more than likely going to hold that high, but we did not. We ended up gapping down. We opened the bell, this hard yellow line that I gave you guys in pre-market. Unfortunately, I was called away from my desk, and you know what? This is, for me, great training ground. This is exactly, nobody ever stops learning. And so for me to be pulled away from my desk, not able to finish the trades that I wanted to take, not able to really manage the trades was a test in patience, because not only did I have what I assumed and ended up being a high probability setup, but also just a really good position as far as an average. But nonetheless, I did end up getting back into that position, and Tesla ended up smashing my target. My target for Tesla was, the first place was right here. And that was the 170 mark on the dot. That's exactly where you bounced, you held, you pulled back, you sat on top of the next target, which was 169 even, and then you kind of sputtered down. So as of right now, it looks like we might be out of this trend and into a new one where I'm gonna go ahead and say it right now. I want you guys to look at the weekly time frame on Tesla with me. This shit is stupid. You guys ready for this? This shit's stupid. So let me explain something as far as basically recapping on what I talked about last night and this morning. I said we needed to open up under this black, I guess that's lavender. I don't know, I'm colorblind, but not like full on, but just, you know, I don't know, that looks purple to me. So out below this zone, below that 181, we needed to open below that. And that's exactly what we did. And that is precisely why I believe that we just simply continued to move down. Now we opened up, and I want you guys to take a look at this. So people often talk about imbalances, right? Imbalances where we see consolidation or contraction, and then once we see that contraction, we see that extension or that move to the upside, that squeeze out. That area, right, is typically, although it took good volume to move it out, the volume is here. So this can be filled almost like a gap because it is not as high volume. Potter, could I look at Apple? Yeah, I could look at Apple. Guys, the link is in the bio for the YouTube channel. If you guys are here on TikTok with me, make sure to tap the screen. I do appreciate it. So I'm going to say this very boldly. I am very, I'm not certain, but I'm pretty positive we should see a Tesla around 150. And even as low, and I know that some people are going to freak, but even as low as 118 or 120 to the downside. Now, that's also looking at this insanity, right? Where we have this, what is perceivably trend, right? And I've kind of lined this up. I don't like stretching things so that, you know, they line up for me. So we're not really into that, but we want to obviously pull this back a little bit right here just to see where that trend lines up. And it's not, there's not a ton of confluence for me anyway. I don't see really a ton that makes me feel confident in this trend, but there is a bottom trend, and that bottom trend does have us hitting 153 or 154 and 153.50 first. So that's likely where I'm going to be watching for Tesla. If you have a request here on TikTok, believe me, you can use VIX if it helps you. What are you talking about? VIX is good. Don't use VIX? Yeah, definitely use VIX. You can use VIX, just don't follow it. I just don't follow it tick by tick, you know. I wouldn't buy anything on the VIX, personally. That's just me, though. Yeah, go crazy on the screen with the tapping. I appreciate it. The algorithms I keep getting reported, unfortunately. But if you guys want, you guys can hit the link in the bio. I am live on YouTube. There's 50 of you right now, and there is barely any requests in this chat. That is the first place that I'm going to go. So make sure to hit check that out. So. I'm asking if you are on TikTok, hit the link in the bio, jump into the live stream there, drop your request, and you can hop right back on TikTok. But it just helps me because I can only see a couple of them. So must have been that grinder video. Might have been, dude. Might have been. Thank you guys for tapping the screen. I appreciate it. All right, so that's Tesla. Zoom trade looks like it's going to be a winner. Thanks for that heads up today. No problem. We'll see how that goes. I'm sure somebody took a shorter expiration. So anyway, just to wrap this up on Tesla, right now the midterm target is 160 as of tomorrow. We will see where we open up, but ultimately, as long as we stay below the 175 mark, we should be continuing down. That brings me to Amazon. We did not trade Amazon today. Amazon was doing its own thing, kind of off in its own world. This one, as you can see, you bounced right off of the bottom of that standard deviation channel that I showed you, but you also closed below this 93 bucks, right? You didn't close very strong. And I'm going to show you guys what I see right now. I think that you may have found trend. You saw kind of a waning. And then right here, right, we've kind of got this flat bottom. So what I'm suspecting is on Amazon, we may, and it may be tomorrow, like in anticipation, or maybe after FOMC. But what I'm anticipating here is a potential bounce, a move back up. I would look for a pop here and a return to the 103 level. This is just speculation. From there, that would be a bearish setup, and we could see extended downside from there. Otherwise, you are sitting with a gap below you all the way to 85. And if that is the case, I would be looking for, and this is again, simplifying everything for yourself. Right here, the zone below you, which you landed on top of, is 91.75. A candle closed below 91.75, and we'll be looking for 88.35 and ultimately a gap fill to the downside. So, Disney forecast. Thanks, Kevin. He day trades options. I day trade and swing trade here and there. Typically we're going to be day trading though, most of the time. So, gang, you know. Anyway, that's Amazon. Ignore this crazy ass line out here. Are you watching the SPY wedge? Yes, I'm well aware of those wedges out there. So, we'll be basically watching those exact wedges turn into channels. Channels are usually, so we would have to break what is potentially a downtrend on a lower time frame in order to actually validate that trade. But yes, I do see those wedges. We'll see how those play out. Okay. Jorge, I hear you, bro. Please don't spam. Yeah, please don't spam the YouTube chat. Make sure to go back and delete your comments if you put more than one request. So, all right. I'm going to go ahead and take your guys' request. If you are on YouTube, you are first priority. So if you are on TikTok, and there's 97 of you on here right now, go drop your request in the channel. It helps me help you. Tom Cruise, let's go. All right. Hey man, it's Apple Slapper. What's up, dude? That's our resident Apple creeper. Uh, so first one on the list is Baba, which I've actually been meaning to take a look at. But let's go ahead and let's take a look at Baba. Looks like we're here, kind of around my target that I gave you previously. So let's go and get rid of these because they don't matter anymore. That projection was obviously correct, but I also had one of the upside and I didn't play it, so we're not going to brag. The bottom here is here, right there, perfect. And that's where you sat today. The median is here. That's $79. Yeah, it looks like $79 right here, $78.99. That's our median right there at the top. Let me go bring this down a little bit. And there's that. And then that would actually adjust, and that would make way more sense. So 78.65 is the true median, and that is currently where you are sitting. So if I was to look short or be short, I would be looking for Baba right here. All right. So that's going to be a candle open below 75.81, excuse me. 75.81 and or a candle close below that. Open, close, doesn't matter. From there, you have a gap. I would suspect that you're more than likely going to bounce at the median inside of that gap. And that's going to be marked around, it looks like 74 bucks. Yeah, so 74 bucks is going to be your median. So if you do end up losing that 75, 65, 75, 80, I do suspect that you should see the median of 74. The gap fills directly at support. That's 71.40, and that's ultimately where I would be looking at BABA overall. So this is also on the 4 hour. Mind you, I am not 100%, but I am speculating. I'm going to show you this, but take it with a grain of salt. Maybe. No salt for you. So there may be a longer or higher time frame trend, which would then bring into confluence the possibility of retesting $70 before seeing your next bounce. This is a full reversal. If you look at the daily candles, you've pretty much got that inside bar and then a close down below. So you would either have to bounce tomorrow. Hopefully Baidu earnings do it for you. Otherwise, see ya into the gap. Bro, how do you prevent fake outs while using the EMAs? You learn how to prevent fake outs without using them, and then when you use them, that you should not be relying on your EMAs for fake outs. If you're using your EMAs for entries, you still should be looking for confluence between that and a key level. So, can I do target? Let's see. Lost on Baba. Yeah, I actually played. I got Baba for 150% to the upside. So, by the way, I'm gonna comment right now on this phone. Hello, this is my new TikTok, PotterStocks. Please go tap that and follow it really, really quick. You guys are badass. This is going to allow me to not make any content, which will hopefully allow me not to get reported. And then, because this TikTok will be deceased soon. So if you guys don't mind, follow that. You guys do. PotterStocks. It's going to look like that. You guys can see that. I don't know. It's probably stupid blurry, but Pepsi had lots of strength. I wouldn't even steal Pepsi. Straight up. I might die before I drink that stuff. I'm just kidding. All right. Thank you. Yeah, if you're following me, I appreciate you very much. So that's Baba right now. The long of it is you do have a gap to fill at 80.50. Above 80.50, that would be your floor that you would need to hold in order to hopefully make it back up into the 85.50 zone. So, moving on, we've got. Why do I think the Dow doesn't matter? Oh, I just didn't show the chart. The Dow matters. I couldn't find the uh, Dow on trending or Trade Spider the way that I'd find it on Trading View. So yeah, it was in range. I was just going over what it was like. So I guess the next one is Apple. Looks like everyone wants to take a look at Apple here. I'm just pumped in. If you have done Apple, here is fine. Cool. So I actually talked about Apple today, and I talked about the fact that we were up against resistance, and that seemed to play out. We see the 4 hour as well, and I'm going to go ahead and trend this one out because we have to chart on every single time frame. Beautiful. So Apple is either in deep shit and about to absolutely eat shit, or it is up against resistance to break and find a new high. I'm not quite buying that one. I'm thinking that below 146.12 or 144.75 as two entries to the downside, that you are more than likely going to see Apple all the way down at 134.60. That being said, that would be the third time, and I would be suspecting a new low. and that may be all the way down around 120, which, you know, obviously we're looking at a standard deviation channel. It is what it is, but we can mark these zones out as zones that are integral in order to stay bullish, or integral to the bullish sentiment. And then these areas below us, right? So basically, right underneath you, that's going to likely suck you in, and you're going to see continuation to the downside. The median there is going to be 140 psychological number. It's a good way to double check your work. I love Apple over 160. It pumps. Apple over 160 would fill a gap to 163.25, and it's entirely possible tomorrow that we bounce. I'm giving you both sides of the play because I can tell you one thing, that most of the people that I meet, that most, not all, have a price target in mind no matter what, or they have a certain price target that will get hit if a certain level is broken, like 160, well, I'm not gonna say that, but like overall, that type of thing is going to lose you money in the long run. I don't carry a sentiment for the most part. I do observe sentiment, but I don't carry my own. Who cares what I think? It's what factually, mechanically, I can rely on. And what I can rely on is that a candle open above 152 is liable to give you a move up into truthfully, it's the 154, but I would be looking for a move into the 157.32. And then from there, yes, there is 160. It's really not even 160. You'd probably go ahead and dip straight up into 163.37 to fill that gap, because you still have a remaining gap to the upside. And that's exactly what could happen here. We could see a bounce, and that's why there's no reason to take a certain position or a certain sentiment until either one of these are broken. And in fact, I would say that if you are impulsive enough to take a trade inside of that box, without having any proper bounce, nothing, that's probably a good sign that you should back off, especially if you're using anything that's shorter expiration. I would wait for a candle open below 146.50. And the reason why is obviously we want to be able to use that as a stop loss. So yeah, I don't make money by guessing. I don't make money by, I like today, right? I hit my target on Tesla without even looking, right? Most of everything that I charted ended up hitting their targets. That doesn't happen all the time, but these are short time frame predictions, and they're based off of the data that I had, the fresh data that I have, and the sentiment that is happening right now. I can't predict too far in the future and make it accurate day by day, and that's why day trading is my strong suit, because I'm able to unpack the sentiment that's given to me and make potential or predictions based on the price action and key levels and consolidation areas that I'm around. I can tell you right now that tomorrow could be a 100% flat, choppy in range day before FOMC and before all of this data that we're going to get in. So anyway, stop. Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to read your guys' comments, moving kind of fast. All right, so the next one that we see is we've got Apple now. And you said you want me to do SPY? Or you want SPX? Okay. And that's all you want? You just want supply and demand? There you go. There you go, boss. That's all you want. Um, for 4,008, and then we've got below you the 38, 3,900. So, all right. Next we've got SQ. All right, so this is a hot boiling pot of garbage right now as far as trend and continuation, and it makes sense because the stock's gotten absolutely clobbered, like bad. So what I see and what I would be looking for if I wanted to hold is a to stay out of this range, and I'm going to show you where that's at. So this range is right here, and it is $60.10. I'm going to be playing Tesla and Amazon as per usual. Um, Nice steady gains over the last couple of weeks. So, and then so you actually have a decent setup here on Square, where you're in no man's land. Um, Basically below 60, 59.85. I would suspect you will go fill your gap at 53.70. If you bounce and recover the 65.30 area, I would suspect that you will move back up in some regards. I can't really tell you how far or anything like that. I did speculate that there could be a wedge. That wedge has since broken and more than likely expanded into that channel, and we'll see exactly how that looks. Yeah, so it kind of looks like that you're riding that channel now. So you could see Square at a new low of $40. Tesla puts for tomorrow. Yeah, let me give you guys a quick nut check, okay? Or let's give you guys a GPS of where you're at in your trading career. If you're asking me questions like, are we bullish or bearish tomorrow? Are we calls or puts tomorrow? Like what stock is the best stock to play tomorrow? These are questions that if anybody's ever told you, they're lying. They don't know. And if it hits their target, I said 170 today. My target got hit. It went past that. And even if I was right, who cares? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I made money by reacting, not by anything else. I took the position on Friday, TP today, had to re-enter because I had to go and do some shit. But other than that, and please don't be sorry. I'm just giving you guys an idea of maybe the right questions to be asking, right? How can we interpret whether or not a certain day is going to be bullish or bearish, right? What factors can we look at in order to get a positive feel on sentiment, right? These are questions that are going to help you help yourself, right? But me telling you the answers, let me explain the psychology behind me giving you a signal, right? As long or giving you any of that, right? I give you that prediction, you play it, it turns out right. In your brain, neurological pathways are built, and now I am directly associated with success or with making money. It's not you, it's me in hold on, pause. It's you following that trade that's giving you that reward in your brain. So if you're basing your trade off of one person and off of just the simple fact that they said they're bearish today and this is their target, then at the end of the day, you have really nothing underneath that is going to validate you when you're on your own. And so if you want to do this, and these are the people that I want to teach. I have come to accept the fact that the majority of people on the internet are going to continue to buy courses. They're going to, and these are just lessons that humans have to learn, but they're going to continue to chase pictures of Lamborghinis and rented helicopters, and think that alerts are going to save them, and signals are going to save them, without realizing that the amount of time that they spend learning how to become a signal taker, they could have just spent that time learning for themselves and not ever have to rely on that. And again, you want to build those neurological decision making pathways in your brain on you, not on me. So if I give you the play or tell you what I'm doing and you understand it, that's still your play, right? Because you have come to understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. and understand it in your own way, and you're taking action, right? That's different. But if you're just simple, okay, Tesla 230 calls, I'm buying. When does he say sell? Sell now. There's nothing there for you to ever rely on. And again, it's not a fact. It's not a bad thing. It's just like if that's where you're at in your trading career, where you're asking somebody for bullish or bearish predictions, you need to go dig in a little bit deeper, start watching a little bit more, and pay attention to what is really more important to a trader when they're taking these positions. For me, it's more important. It's not important whether it's bullish or bearish. There's a multitude of factors that I have to mold together in order to get an idea of what we could be dealing with and where a confluence, right, between the chart and the macroeconomic news, the headlines that are coming out, those type of things. There's a confluence between them. If we see that we're up against resistance right before data, right, then what could we expect? Maybe a rejection. If we see that we've bottomed out and fell right before CPI, what could we expect? Everybody to get squeezed out of their freaking positions, right? So these are things to consider. And again, I'm not harping on anybody, and I don't want anybody to feel bad if you are asking those questions. But again, there is a next level up from there that you are meant to achieve. And by asking me the right questions, I can help you answer them for yourself. So you're saying you're bearish. Dipper, I'm gonna punch you, dude. I know I said I was gonna beat you up, dude, but I might really beat you up, dude. I don't beat people up anymore. Damn, Dip and Rip. This guy said. So you're saying you're bearish. I'm dead, man. I love it. That's one of my mentors. That's good stuff. Um, anyway, so SQ, I'm sorry to delay, SQ below 60, SQ recovering 65. You're in no man's land. You're yet to make a decision yet, but you do have a very great target. If you're following this trade, if you ever do follow my chart and you ever do take a trade, I'd love to hear about it. Please throw that back at me. But the target for SQ in my mind would be $53 and possibly a new low. At least I don't know where Oh, so actually that's pretty interesting. So go to the weekly chart, and you'll notice, right, that this is actually exactly where we're at. Hold on one second. I got a text. Um, all right, my bad. That was an important text. So anyway, any thoughts on Mullen Automobile? Run away. Just check it yourself. What are you talking about? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. What you talking about, Willis? Here you go. See this? Do you see it? Look at it right here. That is 83.44. The bottom here is 51.38. And so ultimately, if we look at this lower time frame channel that seems to be forming, so channels extend, oftentimes turning into wedges or turning into channels. So we shall see if this is in fact a wedge and you do bounce off of this tiny little consolidation area here. If you bounce off of that $60 level, that could be your next trip up into the 80s, right, overall. So I would really be keeping my eyes on $65 this week. So all right, it's 9 o'clock. We're gonna keep it moving, guys. Tomorrow morning, if you guys are here, we're gonna be trading live. But not only we're gonna be trading live, I will be live on YouTube at 8:30. I'll be live on Discord if you are in the Discord, and I will open up the trials again tonight. So if you guys want to sign up with the trials, But I will be live tomorrow morning early. So if you have a request that I didn't get to tonight, or you want an update on that request, or you swung something and you're watching this later on, be there. I'll meet you. And I'd like to see more people in the Discord early in the morning. I know a lot of people got lives, work, and stuff like that. But if you're able to, ask me whatever it is, set up your trade. So I like Trend Spider, I think, a little bit better. This is currently the weekly time frame on SQ. All right, so the next one I have is Amazon. I've already done that. Cusco. How far would I buy out puts on Tesla? At least January. Zoom trade looks like it's going to be a winner. Thanks for that heads up. Oops. SPX supply and demand. I already did that. BABA, QQQ. All right, let's take a look at the Qs. So let's look at the daily, see how that daily candle closed. Interesting, muy interesante. I messed that up and now I see more white. Anyway, 280.85, that is where we bounced today. That is Thursday's close. That is also, as you can see, I have this tiny little zone here. If we get a candle open, if we gap down tomorrow, we could see another little trip down. My target to the downside here would be 279 and 278.50, right in that range. Ultimately, there is a gap, and I discussed this with you guys. Um, I think it was Sunday or something like that. I discussed the fact that there was, in fact, a possible channel here that is definitely worth watching. It could be a flat bottom, but I do suspect that we will see the Qs if we move any lower down. And I know we have a wedge, and I know it looks really bullish, and this is technically a proper retest, but just giving you the ifs. If we gap down, we are liable to continue to fall. 276.12 would be my target. If we gap up, right? Or if we were to hold up, I would look for an open at 283.67, somewhere in there. And that could give you the pop and squeeze that you're looking for. But we will see if we even get any movement, because we could just see chop due to the fact that FOMC minutes are right around the corner. So what the heck is even that? All right. LODS, Leidos Holdings, Leidos. So I don't think I've ever, I know that I've looked at this a long, long time ago. I don't remember why. But ooh. All right, so that is a hot mess. I would love to see what industry this. I don't know what this is. I'd love to see who do more research on a chart like this. The reason why something like this would pique my interest is because it is so. There's so much contraction here. There's so much consolidation, and it has. I would suspect, yeah, from 2000. All right, we'll call it the high, right? From the high and the low, right? So we'll say basically right here. So from March 30th of 2020, we have yet to ever make a new high or make a new low at all. So that being said, you did bounce right off of 87.50 and currently are approaching the next target, which is $110 and $111.25. There is a very small gap up there at 117, but that would require for the first time a candle open above 111.50 requirement. It'd have to happen. Now let's look at the daily. So daily time frame, it looks like you're building a box. Your box is here, right? Let's pull this box over. So I don't dig that a lot. And the price action here is some hot dog water for sure. But I would say at the moment your floor is 102 or 101.95 and your ceiling is 109.10 or 109.20 and then 110 directly above that. Candle open, candle open, candle close bullishly above 110, and I think that you keep moving maybe up and you might take a crack at new highs. But otherwise, I would be more focused on the fundamentals on something like this, period. So All right, so next one is Target. So I've had this one in the zone, auto zone, for quite some time. We're gonna go to the 4 hour really quickly. Yes, sir. All right, so let's go get a map drawn of where we're at currently, and that is where we're at currently, and that is the median underneath us. That is 152.33. And then above you, you've got um we'll call it right there. That looks good. Okay, so right now, again, kind of no man's land, right? You've got a much needed new high at 164 and 165. Candle open above that, I would start looking at a new high, a move up into the 170 mark for target. Now, to the downside, if you were to candle open or move below 156 and 155, there is a gap to fill below 158.80, and that gap would fill all the way down at 146.30. So you're kind of set up to hold on a second. I apologize. There is no gap there. There's no gap to the downside. But if you are going to move up, it would require a hold of today's low and continuation to the upside tomorrow, breaking above that 164 target. So, all right, what time is it? It is 9:13. All right, next one is coin. Um, let's see, daily time frame. Ooh, gelatin infused trash water. All right, who's done this? Who did this to you, coin? What happened here? FTX. Do 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 do. All right, so it looks like the floor here is 41.85, 80, 41, 45.80. What did I just say? 45.80 is your floor here. Now you have opened a candle below 45.80 and you closed here, right? And it's too thick, much too thick. All right. 40.50. You need to move below it. This is the last stand before coin and possibly new lows. Coin also has a wedge. This wedge I just drew and I just deleted. We'll see if it holds. That would be my main thing. I don't think I don't know if it is, but what I can do, let me see something really quick. Before I go any further, you know what? We'll just go ahead and treat this like trend. This is how I found Tesla's target. Look at that. Ooh. Uh, you know what? This is the daily. If you do continue down, I love this standard deviation channel. I would suspect that you're about to see a $24 stock. So, yeah, there was a lot of Apple Golden Sweet puts. So, hmm. All right. But yeah, so I would say at the moment, stay out of the 46-40 zone and stay below 40-50. That's coined. All right. PayPal is next. Who uses that anymore? Yo. No way. That is absolutely crazy. There's no way that actually played out. It did. It played all the way out. And there was no trend because this was a broadening channel, which I feel like you just never see anymore. But wow, absolutely bonkers. I don't even think that's worth charting, to be honest with you, but we're gonna do it anyway. Do it anyway. Hmm. All right, so this is a pretty damn intriguing chart here. Big bounce off of the median here. You close above it, you gap up. You rejected what looks to be a resistance. You did have a broadening channel again here that gave you a false breakout to the upside, which means this thing could be dumping very, very, very hard and all the way back down to the $69 mark. So, all right, that's weird. That's a weird chart. I'm not gonna lie. I've already done Amazon, Tesla, QQQ, et cetera, et cetera. Why did I didn't mean to skip Roblox, by the way. Roblox, I already have this one charted. It is currently sitting at support on the, in terms of zones or where you're currently trading at, you need to stay below 35.23. If that is recovered, then we could see Roblox at a new high. This is currently sitting at Roblox's median. That median is here. That is $29.50 and $30. As you can see, you close the candle on top of it, open a candle below it, and I do believe we should see 24.41 on Roblox. Now that doesn't exclude the channel. We could see a bounce and a pop out of here. So CCL is the next one here. This is the daily time frame. Again, we're gonna go ahead and pop it into a zone. Beautiful. Look at that. Very good. We like that always. Nice contraction. Beautiful median mark here. Kind of. That's not the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. We'll call it $10, which is really awesome. So currently you are sitting, and you can mark this out, right? Divide it up a little bit. So currently you are sitting flat right on top of this little basically 75% mark, right? So watch here. Look at the consolidation. Look at the rejections. Every time that you bounce, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, here, 1, 2, you end up getting 2 candles to close it. 3, another rejection. Now 5 times, 6, really 6 times that you've held here. So if a candle closes below 932, I suspect you will see a CCL at 843. Personally, I think CCL is probably going to be bankrupt one day, and they're just delaying the inevitable. I don't know how they could be a profitable company right now, but I've seen crazier shit. So anyway, perhaps this is a channel, and this might be the pop or the bottom, showing you the channel here to the upside, and the next target, if you do continue to kind of consolidate, I would suspect is probably going to be the area above you, and that's 1280. So Nike is next. Nike weekly channel down. Nice. 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 Sorry. There it is. Sheesh. That's kind of cool though, isn't it? Gotta fix it up a little bit so it don't look cracky. Now that's nice. Look at that thing. I wonder if we could bring it up. Nah, we'll bring it back down. Yeah, I like that. So here's what else we can do. Here's our floor, right? That was your previous floor. You want to get in there if you want to be green. And right now you got a doji, last week's doji, which is 103.60. If you move back below 103 even, I suspect you will see a pullback to $100. Below $100, I it, 95 is simple there. Now that's looking at the weekly. Let's take a look at the daily now. So same story applies, just on a different time frame. It looks like, as I was saying a second ago, okay, so this may be, right? So anytime we talk about this a lot. Anytime you break into a level, what do you want to do? You want to build. So this could be your build, right? You broke back up. It's like rock climbing, right? You grabbed onto the ledge. You need to gather strength. And if you can hold the 103 level, you should be able to make your next leg up or next bounce. I wouldn't put any doubt on a lower time frame flag that's kind of going to line up like so. So maybe a little fake out tomorrow, maybe touching the 102 level. And then if you bounce right back to it, tomorrow, I think requires patience. And I'm just going to say that now. I'll repeat myself if I see fit tomorrow. So, all right. So the next one is WCC. We're going to go on the weekly for this one. Can you turn the camera to the right? Yeah, better on YouTube, by the way, if anybody's on here. Wow. Okay, so another really uh, choppy stock. That's your current zone. That zone stretches from 112 to 140. Let's move to the daily. Um, so I'm not gonna act here like sit here and act like I know every chart on planet Earth. But I can, what I can't give you is any sort of solid sense of direction on a stock that has no solid sense of direction except for flat, right? So the way that you have to do this is separate it into quadrants, right? So this is how I would do this. Looks like we've got a high here and we've got a low here. All right. And we want to go ahead and mark the 75% mark. It's going to be right around there. That's going to be right around 138.70. We want to mark our median. That is currently right around where we're trading, and that's 124.75. Next, we want to go ahead and mark the bottom one. That's going to be here. That's 114.33. And you can see, obviously, I'll show you why I'm marking these levels. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 6, 7, 7 times. So what I'd be looking for here, and and really there's it's even wider because I would say that this is kind of an outlandish oscillation. So here's really your main area of concern, right? And if you need to, you can go ahead and just, right? So the focus here is what happens when a candle closes below 114. Candle closes below it, you go and you stretch your arms out to new lows. This happens to be 105. So right now, I would say that candle close or gap fill to 120.50, 58, you should see a move down to 113 or 114. If you can recover, right, and I would say 131.21, 131.25, that would be the nearest level. And then from there, you could look for a move into the gap, which is, again, 137 and possibly even touching the 138 level. So difficult stock to interpret because there's no direction, and I am a directional trader, and this is just not the stock for me. So, all right. All right, we're gonna go ahead and knock out a few more. And we'll go ahead and call it a night. But if you guys are in the Discord, if you want to sign up with the Discord and be live with me tomorrow at 8 o'clock, you can just make sure you write down your key. You can cancel anytime. It's just simple stacks investments right there. Just scroll down to the bottom, save your key, cancel whenever you want. But I will be live tomorrow at 8 o'clock. So if I didn't get your chart now and you're in the Discord, be happy to do that for you tomorrow. So SMCI, microcomputer. So it does look like this is typically what you see when wedges are starting to form, but it does look like a channel. I would say that $80.30, which is the tiny little zone here below you, I would say that 81.85 and perhaps that 80.34 would be levels to the downside. And then from there, I would probably be looking for a bounce because usually I like to see 3 cycles up and down here. So did I chart CVX? CVS? No, I did not. I'm working my way down there. By the way, look at these chicken waffles I just made. That's what I had for dinner. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Is it home living or home goods or is it PotterStocks kitchen? I don't know. You be the judge. Look at that. Crispy. Rich? What are you talking about, bro? Chicken and waffles are cheap to make. Pay in, front door. Somebody's at my door. What do they want? All right. Already done Tesla. No, a trade station. Okay. Sorry, I just wanted to see. Random 1848. Appreciate you, man. Um, all right, cats. I'm beat, man. I've been up early, moving my entire furniture from one house to the other, I think I had like 5 one-on-ones, hour long, making dinner, taking care of the kids. I am absolutely wiped out. So I'm gonna do just one more. We're gonna call it a night. Please be there with me tomorrow more early. If this is something that you really are working to achieve, guys, who knows how long I'm going to be going live and all this other stuff. So, please take advantage of the, it's free, for anybody who's, if you want to be early and have extra time, that's the Discord. But if you're on TikTok, 8:30 Eastern time, I will see you there. So All right, so I am going to go ahead and look at CVX. This is kind of tying into my oil play that I'm in anyway. And this one should be relatively easy for everybody to comprehend. Excuse me. All right, so currently, and I know I'm going to go ahead and answer the question before it's asked because I know someone's going to ask it. And the question's probably going to be, why did I put the box here at 183.85 and why didn't I put it up here, right? That's because I'm not really concerned about that, right? What I do see is that when the stock moves up, it retests 184. When it opens up, it holds 184. When it pulls back and bounces, it holds 184. When it breaks below it and retests it, it retests 184. I feel like if I say that anymore, I might summon a ghost. But from that 184 rejection, right? Or from that 184 ceiling, I can go ahead and confidently mark that as my resistance because if a candle closes above it, we should see a new high. And then if you want to draw a box higher, go for it. But what is important here is that you did not close out of the box. And in fact, you closed very much in the box, giving yourself a ton of leeway for whatever may be happening. So right now it is 177.85 on CVX. Candle open or candle close, 4-hour time frame. You should see CVX moving down. But oil, I suspect this may be kind of one of those fake out deals. We shall see. You can see right here, it's not always pretty before CVX goes and makes a new high. So, all right, that is the last one for me tonight. I appreciate you guys tapping in. I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. Be ready. If you're day trading, if you're swing trading, whatever the case may be, I will see you then 8 o'clock in the Discord. The link's in my bio for anything and everything that I do. And if you are on Instagram, for the love of God, I am not in crypto. I will never, ever, ever message you about an investment, about sending me money, ever. Never. Like, even if I lost all of my money, never. So trust that. I will never do that. And you can go ahead and report those scammers on my behalf. So I appreciate you guys very much. Thank you for tuning in. I will catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.